So I am super stoked to bring you the EnSkate R3 Mini review today. This thing is dope, and I'm gonna tell you all about it. First off, thank you so much to EnSkate. Full disclosure, they did send this to me to review, but this is my honest review of the R3 Mini. Okay, first off, let's talk specs. Now, specs you always have to take with a grain of salt because there's so many variables in all of this stuff when it comes to like the range and the speed and all of that, because you're not the same size as me and you're not riding the same conditions as me. It might be hillier where I am and you might have less hills, but I'm just gonna give you the specs as they're listed. So 12.5 miles of range is what you can get out of the board. You can go up to 22 miles per hour. It charges in 3 hours and it only weighs 13 pounds. It's crazy light. Like, that is so cool. This thing is so thin. Can you see that? Like how thin this thing is? It's ridiculous. The board can take a rider up to 264 pounds in weight. Let's start out with just the deck. The deck shape is super fun. It's got a little bit of concave that's really nice for your feet, gives you a little bit extra control, but it's not super curved. So it's just a nice little kind of fish shape. If you look at the board. So like the fish shape is super fun. It's kind of got like a pointed nose, but it's rounded off. It's not super sharp, so it probably isn't gonna like crack and break if it gets a little ding. It's not too bad. And then it's got a really nice functional tail, kick tail. It's got a good amount of like kind of angle on it. It's solid. I found it really easy to like manual the board when I'm trying to go over like a bump or something. And that's one of the advantages of a short board, is being able to do that and having this deck shape to do it. With a kicktail, it's very convenient, kind of tic-tacking around if you're in a tight area and stuff. Really makes it easy to do it. The deck is made out of solid maple, so there is no flex at all, which is what you want in a short board. You don't want a bunch of flex, it's gonna be crazy. But the deck design on it, the grip tape is really nice. It's not overly gritty. It's got kind of a smooth, I mean, I'll probably re-grip it at some point when this gets a little worn down or gets dirty or something. But what I like is that EnSkate only did a tiny little logo. It's not a giant logo. It's just right here. It's not that big of a deal. And it's not like, yeah, I don't know, so many brands do these giant logos. So brands out there, do small logos like this. It's tasteful. It's nice. Underneath, if we look at the design, you get kind of a bigger logo on the enclosure. So I would have gone with this being just the pattern, the carbon fiber pattern. This looks really cool. And then you have an aluminum heat sink right here for the ESC, so it'll dissipate some heat out of there. Just kind of looking at the design of it though, it is so thin. Look at that thing. It's crazy. It's only a 10S1P though, but it is like a short board, short range board, short trip board. So for that, it's sweet that it's this thin. It's really cool. It's all black. The deck is just a painted black finish though, and it does have some wheel cutouts here, so when you're carving, your wheels have a little bit of extra room. Back here it has like this really big sticker that has like the serial number and stuff. I bet you could take it off, but it's like all the FCC rating. It's interesting that it's there. I thought that was kind of strange, but it's just a sticker right there. And then you have like this gray painted line. And I've already scratched my tail up a little bit. That's just going to come with the territory of a skateboard, but if you wanted, you could put like a little plastic piece to protect it or something. So other than specs, like, what do you get in the box? You get the board itself, obviously. So you get a 2-amp charger. This, like I said, will charge the board in 3 hours. You get the remote control. Now, it's a small remote control. I like it. Depends on the size of your hand, but I actually really like this remote a lot. It's super simple. There's no screen. Not that big of a deal to me at all. I can see how much charge that the board has by looking at these LEDs, which is fine. It comes with a ridiculously bright orange, which I thought was funny. It does match the wheels. T-tool, so that's cool. It is nice that it's orange, though, because when it's in a drawer, I'll actually find the thing. The black ones I always have a hard time finding. It comes with one of these skateboard erasers, is what they call it, or grip tape erasers. It's like a kind of a waxy, spongy, hard material, and you can scrub off dirt and wipe off dirt off your grip tape. Comes with one of those. That's kind of convenient and nice. Couple bucks extra, but it's in there for you. Sweet. Comes with a manual. A lot of boards don't have manuals, so it's kind of cool for people, especially if you're giving this like as a gift or something. This is cool. Speaking of that, the box that it comes in, now it had an outside box as well, but the box is really nice. I know this doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you're giving it as a gift or something, it's kind of nice that the box looks cool, has logos and pictures. It's not just like a cardboard box. So, you know, I could see someone buying this like as a present, and that's because it's super affordable at $399. It also comes with like a pack of stickers in here. Okay, cool. It comes with a charging cord to be able to charge your remote control. And then what's really cool is it actually comes with a light too. A tail light or a front light, so you can make it like a blinker. There's all sorts of different settings here. But it is like really, really, really bright. So this thing's cool. And it can mount to your trucks in the front or the rear, but you just go like this and you can hook it right onto the front of the board like that. Or you can put it in the back and have it as a tail light. So it's up to you how you want to put it on there. But this thing's really cool. Super stoked that the light came with it. Very neat. You know, it's just those little extra touches that really make it pretty awesome. So I forgot to mention during the R3 Mini's specs, one of the best specs that this thing has is that it's only $399. So just remember that throughout this review. It's a $399 board that looks really, really nice. One more thing to mention about the deck is it is 31 inches in length and it is just over 9.5 inches in width. It's like 9.6 inches in its widest point. So 31, 9.6. So moving on from the deck, let's talk about the trucks. The trucks are really nice. They're a caliber 2 type clone truck, and counting the distance from the end of each wheel, not the actual truck itself, but from the end of each wheel to the end is 11 inches in width. So to give you an idea, they're 11 inches wide. They are reverse kingpin trucks. I did find it interesting that the back bushings are red and the front are black. I don't know if there's a difference in the duro there or not, but I would assume there might be. Maybe it's a little stiffer in the back to keep, you know, less speed wobble type feeling. But I'm not 100% on that. But so far the trucks have been really stable. I did loosen them up quite a bit from when they came from factory, but I'm used to like riding a looser truck, so I'm fine with it. But they've been really solid. Have no complaints in those at all. I like having a little bit extra width. They feel wide for the board a little bit at first, but I think that's a pro that they're like a little extra wide, so I'm cool with it. Then moving into the middle here, we have the Enclosure. The Enclosure feels like it's all made out of metal. It's really, really sleek. It does have a foam gasket here along the whole outside, so it's got an IP56 rating, so it's not super, super waterproof or anything, but like light things on the road, I don't think you'd have any worries about or anything. It does have your charging port right here with a cover, so I can take that off. You can see the charging port, and then it's got the power button right here, so to turn the board on and off, you do have to hit the power button. It does have an auto off though. After I think it's 5 minutes of non-use, the board will turn off automatically. I really like that feature. Auto on roll is nice, but auto off is really nice because it's so much harder on your board if you forget to turn it off for like days and you go out of town or something. You could ruin your board if you just leave it on for like a week or 2 weeks or what have you. So I like that it does have an auto off feature inside. As I mentioned before, this thing is really, really thin, which is cool though. I love that it's that thin. It's so lightweight. The wheels are awesome. These things are so, so nice. So they're 90 millimeter wheels, but they're 60 millimeters in width. They are really, really wide if you look at them. They're sweet. What I like is they're 78A, but like I can actually squeeze them and get a good squeeze on them, even at 78A supposedly. I think they feel softer than that. I don't know. They're really, really soft and nice. I love them. They make riding this board like a dream, honestly. For a hub board motor, this is legit, honestly. The amount of urethane they're using or the type of urethane they're using, it is magical. Like this stuff is so, so nice. It has two 450 watt motors, hub motors here in the back. They give a good amount of power. When you're in the fastest mode and you give it full throttle, you can get the board to kind of wheelie on you. So it's got a good amount of torque. It's a hub motor, so it's not insane or anything, but it's got plenty of get up and go for this size deck. It's really, really fun. I think hub motors are awesome on decks like this size. I really, really like them. And the wheels are branded with the EnSkate name. The EnSkate R3 Mini is just a cool little package. The wheels are just really, they'll raise the quality level of this board to that next level, I really think. They're so nice to ride on. I've ridden other boards with hub motors and you just don't know what you're gonna get. Some urethane on them makes it feel fine, and other times it feels like it's gonna rattle like your teeth loose. So these things though, definitely don't feel like that. One of the other cool things is they make a really cool noise, the motors. I love it. I don't know, I just think it's so cool. And there's almost no drag when you're, if you run out of battery, you can just kick the board like a normal board, and since it's only 13 pounds, you can just kick it around easy peasy. While we're talking about the motors, let's talk about the performance of the board. 22 miles an hour, no problem, hit it just fine. And that's pretty fast on a little board like this. So 22, no issue at all. If I wanna go really fast, I'll take out my big longboard, and that thing I can hit like 35, 38, I think, miles an hour. Like, I can go real fast on that if I want, but look at how big it is. Look at how big it is. It's just a different use case. But this thing has plenty of power. Had a lot of fun with it, just cruising around. So earlier, like I said, I really do like this remote. It's super simple. I like that the reverse is just a flip switch right here. So if you want to put it into reverse, you just flip the switch. Then when you give it gas, it goes the other direction. You flip it back, it goes back to forward. So it's easy to know which direction your board is connected in just by like physically being able to feel that. I like that. Instead of having to like hold a button and do another button and it goes into a mode or not, this way you just know you got it. You don't have to sit there and fiddle with it too much. The thumb wheel on it, the throttle, the spring in it feels nice. It's not like super hard to push. Yeah, I like scroll wheel remotes. I'm fine with them. I'm not a huge fan of like the RC car style, like trigger forward and trigger back and stuff. So I really like the thumb remotes. They're good. And this one, I like how small it is. It's really easy when you stop somewhere to like slip it. Like I can just slip it in my pocket. It's not like done. It's not a big deal. Some of them get a little big or, you know, and stuff, but this one's cool. It charges over micro USB, so you can charge it with every cable, you know, known to man, it feels like. So I've not done a full-on just range test video with this board because range is really not what this board is all about. This board, to me, is all about just fun. It's about having it in your car, taking it to the beach, you know, running to the store, and like you saw in the beginning of this video, that's what I've been using it for. I needed to go get some bread, so I rode this board to the store, and I picked up a loaf of bread. And it was super fun, and walking around the store was so easy. See, that's where the EnSkate R3 Mini shines, is by being so lightweight and so small. I can just mall grab it, meaning like grab it by the truck if you don't know. If you're just carrying it like this, you know, like down here by your side. And you can just walk around the store, and it's, I mean, look, like it's one hand. It's no big deal. 13 pounds is just not that bad. And 31 inches, it's not that long. It's just, it's easy. The EnSkate R3 Mini makes it simple to do those quick trips versus like if I grab this board, I love this board, no doubt, but like, look at this thing. It's so, and it's heavy. I haven't weighed it. I think it's gotta weigh like 35 pounds at least, I would assume. So you're talking like over 3 times the weight, and you're talking so much bigger and just all this stuff. So when I wanna run to the store, or I wanna go down to like 7-Eleven and grab something real quick, this is the board I'm taking. When I wanna just like have some fun out in front of the house, this is the board that I go out with, and I can pop off the curb, I can ollie. You can ollie this board. It's a little hard, because 13 pounds is still hard to ollie, for me at least. But you can do tricks with this board, and it's awesome. It's so much fun. And one of the best things about this thing, this enclosure being this small, and them going with this 10S 1P battery that doesn't have the biggest range in the world, is you can actually fly with the board. The battery is only 90 watt hours. So that means you can go on a flight. Under 100 watt hours, you're good to go. So I can take this thing, I can fly to Hawaii with it. I can fly to Denver with it. I can fly wherever I want and just take it with me. And what a cool little easy way to take through the airport, you know? Boom, just walking right through with my bag and this, and I get on a plane. I'm allowed to take it on the plane. I can't take my one wheel on a plane, for instance. The battery's too big. So people ship their boards and all this crazy stuff. But this, I can just take with me. So that is such an awesome feature of being a smaller battery. Now, the smaller battery, it is a smaller range, but the charger is like super small. So if I was riding this around a city and I stop in like a bar or something or a coffee shop and I wanted to charge it, I could just plug this thing in somewhere, I'm sure, and charge it, and it's not that big of a deal. It's like a laptop. Now I'm gonna introduce a new section to my videos called just keeping it real. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you the things where I think there's opportunities for the brand to improve on or things that I don't like about the boards. Now, let me say this, every board out there has a con or two. Every one of them. I don't care if you're spending $500, $50, $5,000 on a board, all of them have cons and all of them have pros. It just depends on the use case scenario. So I'm gonna tell you about the ones that I find on this board that I could see as an improvement if they made an R4 Mini, because the R3 Mini is pretty good. So first off, the tail. I wish the tail was a little bit wider. Now, if you look, it does get narrower in the back. And I know that's like a style choice, and I know it looks cool and stuff, but I could use like another inch, I would say. You know, ½ inch each side, just a little bit more. Just that extra little bit of shape, I think would make it just a little bit more comfortable for like a larger foot. No issues here, but you know, room for improvement. Next up, it would be really cool to see this thing with swappable batteries. Whether that be like with screws or not a big deal, but just, it doesn't have to be like a hot swap click in, but just the ability to like take this off and put another battery on and sell those extra batteries. Because since I can fly with this board, having a few extra 90 watt hour batteries that I can bring on the plane and just change in, now all of a sudden I've got like a 30-mile range board or something if I wanted it. Or even just the ability to have like 2 batteries so you could ride your full distance somewhere, hang out, and then ride all the way back. That would be really, really cool. So maybe in the future, we'll see something like that happen. Who knows? So the last thing I got that I'm just kind of, like I said, keeping it real here, is that the wrist strap hole, it's fine when I'm like got no gloves on or anything, but I'll show you when I put a glove on and I try to get, now it'll go on and we're good, but like it's just like a little short and I'm fiddling with it. So the good news is you can get another wrist strap on Amazon for like, you know, $3, or you probably have one, and it's not like permanently attached. You can just undo it, or even I'll probably just cut this thing off and put a longer one on. So it's not the end of the, like, look, I can just slip it off. So see, you can take it off really easy, and I'm just gonna take it off now because it's just, this is just too small. So I could see them just improving this by just including like a little bit of a bigger one maybe. So it's not like a deal breaker or anything by any means to have a small wrist strap, but it is something that I could see room for improvement on. So overall, this board is really fun. Who's it for? Someone that's gonna fly somewhere and take a board, really good for that. Maybe you're a student and you're riding around campus and your trips are like, you know, a couple miles in between classes and stuff. You can go in between like all of your classes, and it's silent because there's no belts or anything, so it's really, really quiet. So someone that wants a quiet board, the ability to just take it with you and it's so lightweight is just the key. If you're looking for a board that you can run to the store with, this is the board. If you're commuting to work on like public transit and you need to ride from like your house to the bus station or the metro station or light rail, whatever, you know, you can just jump on this thing, take it on the train, and most people, honestly, will probably think this thing is just a regular skateboard because that part down there is so small, the enclosure. And if you don't actually like turn it or hit the throttle, or them seeing you playing with the throttle, like they'll probably never even know. Especially if they don't know skateboards and they don't know that this shouldn't be like filled in like this, they'll never know. It's really, really slick for use cases like that. Who's it not for? Someone that's looking for a super long range board, basically, or a really, really comfortable board on like really bad roads. Like really, really bad roads, don't ride this, you know, a short board with hub motors. You need to go with like something that's like a bigger long board or something like that. But quick trips, short trips, and like cruising like that, I love this thing. The EnSkate R3 Mini, $400. Super fun to ride. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.